This is me. This is my beloved wife, Sylvia. This is Sylvia's idea of sailing. This is my dream of sailing and my hope of circumnavigating the globe as a retirement project in 2029. This is Sylvia's reaction to that idea. I am on a 6-year quest to convince Sylvia that a circumnavigation is a wonderful adventure, but the clock is ticking, so join me as I search for the perfect yacht that Sylvia will love, and get all your ladies to subscribe and cheer Sylvia on in the comments. Welcome back to Navel Gazing at Camp David, and a very special week. This whole channel is about sailing around the globe with my beloved as a grand retirement project. So each week we've been focusing on finding a boat that will do the job and make Sylvia happy to do the trip with me. So I get a boat. Now what? It would take me years to be competent enough or confident enough to actually make that amazing journey on my own. Not to mention Sylvia's significant and not totally unfounded doubts about my sailing skill and mechanical capabilities to keep us seaworthy for that long an adventure. Then there's the potential isolation. Neither Sylvia nor I are into that. So, what to do? Well, that is what we will be examining throughout this mini-series, with episodes sprinkled among our regular reviews. I have compiled a comparison of two 16-month World Sailing Rallies and two 30-month World Sailing Rallies, and just for fun, one 10-month round-the-world cruise done the easy way. This approach solves many of my concerns. In each case, you're with at least 100 like-minded adventurers traveling in the company of 30 to 35 sailing vessels, with much of the guesswork and risk taken out of the equation, and multiple parties throughout the adventure, eliminating any thoughts of loneliness. 2 of these rallies are even manufacturer supported, with specialty support staff traveling with the fleet. In every case, the route is planned for you. Many of the arrival and transits, like the Panama Canal, are dealt with for you, and there's a friendly support network there to help you through any challenges. Have a quick look at Great Circle's experiences. Most rallies have pre-sail training available, often with specialty ladies-only sessions, safety, guidance, and support, and a host of other resources to make the project fun, relaxed, and enjoyable. Each episode, we will look at number 1, the organizer details and boat requirements. Number 2, the rally fees involved. Number 3, we'll examine what's included for your fees. Number 4, we'll walk through the route plans. And then number 5, we'll finally calculate the total cost and monthly cost of each rally, including boat depreciation. A new book from best-selling author Dr. Linus Wilson finds that fewer people circle the globe in a sailboat than climb to the top of Mount Everest. In 2013, 658 people summited Mount Everest, but Dr. Wilson estimates in his new book, How to Sail Around the World Part-Time, that only about 330 people sail around the world each year. The cost to climb Mount Everest is $30,000 to $160,000 USD, and it will take you about 2 months. The cost to circle the globe in a sailboat? Well, stay tuned. I have the whole enchilada for you here. So, let's get going. This episode's rally is the Oyster World Rally. My assumed sailing vessel for the purpose of the final cost calculation is the following, with a boat crew of 2, the Oyster 565. Let's jump on board and have a quick look at this beautiful vessel's exterior, cockpit, saloon, and owner's cabin to eliminate any concerns of roughing it right up front. The Oyster 565 is an utterly stunning vessel with those signature vertical seascape windows, 3 in the salon and 3 in the master cabin. She's got a beautiful swim platform out the back and beautiful gin and tonic seats. The cockpit is extensive, very, very comfortable. I sort of wish it had split tables, but it's got a single table there with fold-up leaves. Lots of space. Now heading downstairs into the saloon, the cabinetry and the workmanship here are second to none. And I heard this reflected in a recent episode I saw of the current Oyster World Rally as they prepare to leave Cape Town. The owners, there were 2 owners being interviewed there, and their comment was the comfort and quality and sense of home that you have in an Oyster is absolutely second to none. And you can see it here. Moving into the owner's suite, there is nothing that you're going to miss from home here. You wake up to a stunning view out those seascape windows. You have full access around this beautiful bed. Your head is gorgeous. You're literally, absolutely missing nothing. Looking at the organizer details and boat requirements, you can see we've got the World Arc, which is run by the World Cruising Club, Oyster World Rally, the Oyster Yachts Limited, the World Yacht Rally, which is run by World Yacht Rally Inc., and the Grand Large World Odyssey, which is run by the Grand Large Yachting Group, which owns Garcia, owns Outremer Gunboat, etc. This week we're focusing in, of course, on the Oyster World Rally. You've got all of your contact details there if you're interested. This is an annual rally. It lasts about 16 months. The required boat is you have to own an Oyster, and it has to be 45 feet in length overall, so 13.72 meters. The starting point is in Antigua, and it starts in January. Your sign up is at least 24 months in advance. These are filled up very rapidly. Number of vessels, generally speaking, is about 30 to 35. You got about a typical number of people of about 200 people, and it was established in 2013. There's no specific divisions and no other associated rallies. Moving to the rally fees, the boat fees, you've got from 40 to 50 foot length overall, it's 45,000 USD. Moving from 50 to 60 feet length overall, it's 56,600. Moving to from 60 to 70 feet, it's 68,000. 70 to 80 feet is around 80,000, and above that is 85,000 USD. Now, crews, there is no per crew cost on the Oyster World Rally. Everything is covered in your actual fee, but you have to own that boat. You can't even lease the boat. You can't even rent the boat or charter the boat. You have to be the boat owner. Moving now to the inclusions, what's included in the Oyster World Rally package? Well, pre-rally training, and I gotta say, Oyster, they are a marketing machine. The things they do are absolutely outstanding. Getting photos and videos, clips for this episode were so easy because these guys know what they're doing. They sort of led the way in manufacturer-sponsored rallies, and people buy oysters, $2, $3, $4, $5 million purchases just to do the Oyster World Rally. I think they're onto something here. So what's included? Pre-rally training, and it's all, Rolls-Royce style. You've got webinars, you've got seminars, instructional training sessions, regular monthly online meetings, briefings before the event, including security risk advice and weather, pre-rally support, the Oyster World Rally Guide, supply of a tracker and tracking device, concessionary discounts, with certain yachting suppliers and agencies, individual advice on spares and parts, access to the Oyster Crew Service to assist owners in obtaining crew, knowledge of the experienced Oyster World Rally HQ team. During the Oyster World Rally, you've got dedicated professional on-site technical and logistical support team, concierge and rally guide service at destination ports. Of course you've got a concierge. How could you live without a concierge? Assistance with immigration, customs clearance procedures, local knowledge and advice on facilities, tradesmen, postal courier service, air, travel and tourism, technical and maintenance support, key locations including the Panama Canal, logistical support for the provision of spares and technical assistance because you've got the oyster technicians right with you. Optional social and tourist events organized at major destinations, preferential berthing and mooring arrangements at certain destinations, professional established routing including weather support, some great parties, fees for transit, pilotage, and agents at the Panama Canal, operational safety net during all major ocean passages, daily fleet position reporting on major passages displayed on the event website, and the Oyster app. What a way to go. Rolls-Royce treatment from end to end. And the responses that you see from the videos of the participants, all of them say that 16 months passes so quickly they can't even believe it. Moving to the route you take. And I have attempted to muddle my way through Google Earth to track these routes. I promise you I will figure out Keynote and those nifty little tricky tracky arrows that zip around that so many of you seem to manage. But we're not going to do it this video. So hang with me. You've got the yellow line, which is the last time's World Arc, and the green line, which is the Oyster World Rally. So follow me along here. Starting in Antigua, we move then to the Panama Canal. We transit the Panama Canal and arrive at the Galapagos Islands. From there, we head to the Marquesas, and then Tahiti, Bora Bora, and Tonga. Finally over to Fiji. And a comment was made several times that Fiji is probably the height of the trip as far as the scenery and the people, and it's the one place people would go back to. Then we move on to Vanuatu, transiting over to Mackay in Australia, Cairns in Australia, and up to Darwin. Then we head across to Kupang in Indonesia, Gili in Indonesia, over to the Cocos Islands, then Mauritius, then Reunion, Durban in South Africa, heading down to Cape Town, over to St. Helena, make the big trip all the way over to Fernando, Salvador, Brazil, Grenada, and finally back to a fantastic party in Antigua. Now let's get to the bottom line, but first the assumptions. So on this, I am assuming we're looking at actually 3 variations for the Oyster World Rally, simply because I couldn't afford the first 2 and I had to find something that I could afford to share with you. So we've got Assuming a new Oyster 565, assuming a 3-year-old Oyster 565, and assuming a 7-year-old Oyster 565. The rally duration in months is 16 months, but we're assuming you're going to own the boat for 24 months. In all these cases, I take a pretty standard approach to boat depreciation. That's 10% per year for the first 3 years, 5% per year for the next 7 years, and it flattens out after that. Monthly maintenance on the new and 3-year-old boat, I put at 5% of the boat cost, and on the 7-year-old, I put it up to 10. The fuel required, I used 1,200 gallons. It's a WAG. That's per year. And that's based off of Great Circle and what they've used and bumping it up given that they're a performance cat. Fuel cost, I put at $5 a gallon. Could be anything by the time you view this. We'll just leave that as a comparative point. Meals and entertainment, I put it $2,000 a month. I really have no idea. It totally depends on what you want to eat, how many times you go out, what kind of parties you attend, that sort of stuff. But $2,000 is reasonable. So the 3-year depreciation on the new Oyster is going to be $948,500. And on the 3-year-old, it's going to be $363,900. The rally fees are always going to be $56,670. So your total per month cost for a new 565 is going to be about $80,000, and on a 3-year-old 565, about $40,000. Your total rally cost on the new 565 is going to be $1.278 million, and your 3-year-old 565, it'll be $630,000. Moving to the 7-year-old 565, I'm looking at your initial price of $1.4 million. And then, as I mentioned, your annual maintenance bumps to 10%. Your depreciation is 5% per year. We're assuming, again, you own this for 24 months. Everything else is the same. Your actual 3-year depreciation is $200,000. Rally fees are the same. So your total monthly cost for the 7-year-old Oyster 565 is going to be about $30,000 with a total rally cost of about $483,000 US. Having said that, you're not home. So there's a whole bunch of costs that you're not paying for at home that we need to back out of this to get an actual. Looking, and all of these are, you know, they're going to be about the same. They're assessments, they're estimations, so you make your own judgment. I'm saying you're going to save on your monthly vehicle cost of ownership about $1,000 a month, insurance about $200 a month, meals and entertainment about $2,000 a month, because you're going to be doing sort of the same levels of activity. You're going to be going on holidays during this time. You're going to be going out for dinner. Obviously, you're not dead. You're retired. Your annual vacation monthly budget is going to be about $2,000. Your monthly housing costs about $1,000. So your total monthly offset is about $6,200 for a total trip offset of about $100,000. So in the end, your net monthly rally cost for your new 565 is $73,000. For your 3-year-old 565 is $33,000. And for your 7-year-old 565 is $24,000. Your actual bottom line cost for your new 565 equates to $1.2 million. For your 3-year-old 565 equates to $500,000. And for your 7-year-old 565 equates to about 380,000 USD. Now, I don't know about you, but 380,000 on, and oysters, oyster owners are passionate people. They buy the best. They're passionate about sailing. They generally maintain these things, especially something the size of a 565, to an extraordinary degree. So even a 7-year-old boat is going to be an amazing experience. So you're paying $383,000 for a trip that can't even be compared. I mean, if you had the cash, if you can get the cash, if you can sell a house to make the cash, to me, that would be worth it. What do you think? Give me your thoughts in the comments. So that's the trip. You come to the end and you're having the giant party. You've had shared experiences. You have lifetime relationships from all over the globe, and you've done something that fewer people than climb Mount Everest actually do each year by a significant margin. If you had the cash, again, what an experience. Next time we get together in between various reviews, we're going to be looking at a new player on the block, the World Yacht Rally. This is one of the biggies, so it's a 30-monther. It's not manufactured sponsored. If you have a 50-foot boat and the will, you can get her done. These folks have struggled through some losses of some of their executive, and they're still putting the thing together, but it looks real good, and they're very nice folks to chat with. So stay tuned. Come back. Let's have a look at the World Yacht Rally next time together. Till then, cheers and have a great week.